My God, that's a delicious brew. Anyways, let's get on with it. So today we have Blade challenging the Dragon Gym with his challenge lead in 7 badges, 1 badge short of the Elite Four. The band's on fire. So, let's get this thing going, huh? So, how do we lead this? Oh yes! So, he leads out with his Metagross. A huge threat to my team, and I knew it from the get-go. I was like, this is gonna be problems. Big problems. So I tried to lead out with my Salamence, because I wasn't sure he was gonna lead with his Metagross. So I'm like, alright, I can lead with my Salamence, potentially risky move since he has a Bisharp, but I'm like, alright, let me just get this thing out there. He leads out with the Metagross. Mega evolves before my face. So, I knew that was coming, so what I wanted to do is, I wanted to slow this baby down a little bit. So he goes for the Ice Punch. Sticky Icky will lower his speed down a little bit since he no longer has the clear body ability. So, he makes an amazing play. He goes for the Agility the next turn, which actually sort of helps me in the long run, because I thought that this Sticky Icky would just go down flat out, right, without getting a hit off, but it actually allows me to get off of hits. So Sticky Icky doing its job. You're amazing. So, but Agility's still good, because it allows him to kind of, you know, mitigate the gooey. So, yeah. So down goes Sticky Icky. Bleeds Metagross at regular speed. And now I bring out my Hexenberg. I was gonna say Heracross. My Hexenberg. So I knew that he knew that I knew that he doesn't knew that it. Anyways, so I go for the Earthquake, and I'm sure at this point he was like, "What the hell? What the dickens?" Yeah, this thing is Choice Scarf. I decided to Choice Scarf something, and usually I would Choice Scarf my Salamence, but I was like, no, not this time. So I Choice Scarf this bad boy right here, and you know, after he saw that I outspeeded, of course, he's aware that this thing is Choice Scarf. And yeah, so down goes a huge threat to my team. He brings in the Gliscor, knowing that I'm in Choice and I can't do anything to it. So he goes for the Sword Dance, and I had a feeling he'd do that. So I bring in my El Diablo, my Salamence, to at least get off one Intimidate to help lower that attack stat a little bit, bring it back down to 1. I decide to Mega Evolve this time. And now, the only thing that I was fearing right here is that a potential Ice Fang would come out, or could come out. Now, I mean, not everybody runs that set, but I've seen it enough times that I will have scared. But regardless of that, I go for the Dragon Dance, because I'm like, alright, if he has it good, it's fine, I'll deal with that. But if he doesn't, then okay, I'll be in a decent position. He does not have it, or, yeah, it doesn't appear that he has it, because there would have been an amazing time to use it. So he goes for the Facade. It deals a little over half, well, a little under half damage. So I'm like, okay, I can eat another one of those. So I decide to go for another Dragon Dance, and at this point, it's like, I'm in a pretty good position. I go for the Dragon Claw on the Garchomp. Then the only thing that I feared here was that if this was a Focus Sash variant, then bye-bye El Diablo. So down goes the Garchomp. My Salamence sitting smooth right here. He brings in his Bisharp, and I go for the Roost. Did he read this play? Was this the play he read? It was the play that he read. Which was it? He does! He read the play. He read this play, and I'm like, dang it! I guess the Roost was a little obvious, huh? So, he goes for that Roost. I, well, he gets that Swords Dance, and yeah. That Sucker Punch brings me down to 26. So I'm like, okay, well, we're here. Now we're going to play the guessing games. I'm over here peeing my pants because I'm like, if I guess wrong, this battle could be over, alright? So I go for the Roost, okay? So I'm like, what do I do in this turn? I'm driving myself crazy over here. I'm like, is he going to Sucker Punch? Do I Roost? What do I do? So I go for the Roost. He reads it. Goes for another Swords Dance. And at this point, I'm like, oh my god, all the trouble that I went through to just get rid of the Metagross and have a decent chance at winning this battle, I just thrown it all away. It's all gone. So I'm like, alright, he's got to go for the Sucker Punch, right? There's nothing else he can do. So I decided to switch out into the Dragonites, because I'm like, this thing is just, it's going to destroy my life, alright? So, I bring in the Dragonite on the Sucker Punch, and then the next turn I go for the Z move, because I'm like, he's going to probably think I'm going to go for an Extreme Speed, so that he doesn't to counter the Sucker Punch. So I decided to go for my Z move because I'm like, okay, this thing needs to go. You've been here too long, so Bisharp. I need to get you out of here. So I go for the Z move. Down goes the Bisharp, and a huge threat is taken out. Luckily, my God. So my narration is a bit off. I was sick the last couple of days. I'm not feeling well. I'm not 100%. Anyways, whatever. No excuses. I go for the Dragon Nest this turn. Over there is that little dancing flower or such. Goes for the Toxic, and then Hacks kind of start playing a role here. He mixes the Toxic. I get a critical hit on this Iron Head. I'm not entirely sure if this thing would have lived or not, but I don't know. It's not stab. I don't know, honestly. But down goes the Cradily. So I go for another Dragon Dance because I'm like, all right. Well, I still have multi-scale. I can sort of deal with this Gliscor, whatever this Gliscor wants to do. We saw Facade already. Goes for another Facade. Multi-scale will break here. I'm like, all right, not bad. We're in a good position. Go for the Dragon Claw. Goes for the Sword Dance. At this point, he's playing catch up at this point, honestly. So he's trying to see if I screw up, and that allows him to get back into the game. But at this point, yeah, no, it's just pretty much to finish off this game because Dragonite is just gonna go for another Dragon Claw. I'm gonna take out the Gliscor. In comes Lauren. So yeah, in comes Lauren, and the only thing I was thinking about here was how much an Accelerock would do, but I guess he knew the condition, the state that this battle was in, so he would just probably was going for the Z move to take out this Dragonite. But down goes the Lauren, and that's the battle. The narration was not as crisp as I would have liked it to be, but this was a good battle, honestly. The mind games for this battle were real, and yeah. Yes, I'm glad that kept my pants dry towards the end of that.